Be sure to stay tuned after the video so I can show you what all I got, and also to hear a couple stories about the cool encounters I came across with some people. But stay tuned. Here's our trip to GalaxyCon.
They released a whole series inside games and an anime and a manga and other games and other
Which direction is it? Pardon me?
And then put it on top of the wall, like, right? Like, I love your solid there. I have played quite a lot of it.
This is a noise coaster.
I was. This is where you physically decide what you want.
Everyone's fucking sad. I'm like.
You're not my wife.
No, still standing.
There it is.
Okay, first things first, I guess I'll show this one right here. I did get my wow, can't even talk. I did get my Up in Smoke poster signed, and I got it signed by Cheech and Chong. Cheech wrote, "To Joe, see you at the rock fight," and then Chong just wrote his autograph because I ended up going back to his table later because like I was trying to jump in line for a screencast because it wasn't too packed at the moment, and right when I did, it got capped. So I had to come back a couple hours later, so went back. A story about that later. But when it came down to going back for Chong, you know, they need breaks. They're legends. They're not as young as a Screamcast still. And unfortunately, it was actually sad to see because like when they were writing autographs, it looked like they were shaking a little bit. It's like, you know, God bless their souls and all that. They were kind people, and it was so cool to talk to Cheats and all that because he was looking at me smiling when I was telling him, like, you know, how does it feel to have a fan that's never smoked, never done no drugs, no alcohol my whole life? He's like, oh, that's okay, man. It's all good. And while he was writing it, he was like, rock by, tonight is going. And he was just singing the song. And I'm like, I love that song and all that. And telling him about how it's underrated. It was so cool. And same thing with Chong. He was a little hard of hearing, but just telling him, like, I've been a fan since a kid and all that. And he's like, the typical Chong voice. It was so funny hearing him say it in person. He's like, oh, far out, man. Like, it was so funny to hear that. But yeah, Up in Smoke poster signed. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And he signed it. Then after that, he was just like, oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to personalize it. I'm like, it's okay. I can see you're tired. We'll just go on. Before I get to the Scream one, let me just knock these out of the way real quick. I think his name's Devin Sawa or something like that from Idle Hands. Tori's had a crush on him since like the beginning, so she wanted to meet him and all that. So I blurted out her secret. I was like, "Hey, she's had a crush on you to this day." And he just looked at her with a big smile, and she was just like, "Yeah." It was funny to see that in person. So we got that signed. And the one that I thought was weird was the Hocus Pocus cast. Great people in person, but the autograph thing was like really weird because from Yabos to Thora Birch and Max, all the main characters and all that, if the witches come out next time, that'd be great. But point being, when they signed it, they had the listing to where it was like an autograph, for example, for Max, $50. But if you wanted it on anything else, it was $70 or something like that. And same thing with Yabos. I know it's Allison. I just keep calling her that. But Allison, and it was the same thing with her. I think her autograph was like around 60 or something like that, but it was like 75, 80 for anything else. So I didn't get my steelbook signed, which I was really wanting to, because I was like, if I'm paying each person like 15 to 20 bucks extra to sign this steelbook, that's way too much money. So I just got an 8x10 signed by, once again, Allison, Danny, and Max from Hocus Pocus. It's got to go on the wall here soon. Now the big one, Scream. So do you guys remember the guy named Lee who played the original Ghostface? Well, I got his signature down there. He played the original Ghostface in part 1 and 2. But I also got Jamie, and he said there are rules written on the poster right here, but the big one's right here. I'll just go in this order. Skeet, I was in line for him. Tori was in line for Matthew Lillard because his was the biggest line I've ever seen. 4 hours. It was worth it. But anyway, with Skeet, as I was getting closer, there was a girl that got a little overwhelmed, and she just broke down and started crying. So Skeet gave her a hug, told her, hey, sit down. He offered his chair, which he was never sitting in the first place. She sat down in it and was there for a good half hour. He was talking to the fans, and when they left, he would check up on her. He'd give her some water. He was like such a kind person as I was seeing this, all these people going by, and he was still checking up and catering to the girl that was crying like for almost a half hour because she was just in shock and awe. I was like, that was very nice of him. But then the same thing happened with Matthew Lillard. So many people were crying. The reason why it took 4 hours to get to him, because he is such a cool person. Like every half hour he kept stopping, running into the audience, giving people high fives and checking for little kids and bringing them to the front of the line. Special needs people, bringing them to the front of the line, and elders, he brought them to the front of the line. And it was such a good-hearted gesture for these people. And it was so cool. But the first time he did it, I didn't know it was him. I thought someone was trying to escape by. So I went like this. It was Matthew Lillard. He had his hand on my back rubbing it until I heard him go, hey, I'm looking for little kids. And I'm like, it's Matthew Lillard feeling on my back. And he just kept feeling it going like this, rubbing my back. And then there's Tori and there's Chris watching, and they're laughing because he's just like looking and looking while rubbing me. I'm just like, this is cool. So he went off, found some kids, brought them to the front of the line. So when we finally got to the front of the line, it was so cool. We also met Sean Clark's wife there because the whole time I'm staring at her, I'm like, this woman looks familiar. I kept staring at her thinking like, I know I've seen her somewhere. What is it? What is it? Then it clicked to me. I'm like, I think that's Sean Clark's wife. And by the time we got to the front, I'm like, you know who Sean Clark is? She's like, that's my husband. I was like, I knew it. All the people who are horror geeks, of course I popped up the picture by now, you know Sean Clark. Great guy. So we met her, then we finally made it to Matthew Lillard. As soon as we walked up, this is no lie, he was just playing with my chain. He just got in my face like so close. I'm like, should I be puckering up right now? Because he was this close to my face and playing with my chain. Like, your chain is so thick and big and shiny. I love it. Where did you get this? He just kept twirling it. And I'm like, this close to his face. I'm just like, I got it a while ago. And he's just twirling it. He's like, it is so nice. It looks good on you. He's just twirling it. And then that's when I was like, I noticed you were feeling some people's hairs. And then Tori said, I got soft hair. Wait till he feels mine. And he turns to Tori and starts feeling her hair. He's like, wow, you got soft hair. And of course, I want to pop up the pictures. It was just so funny how he was just playing with her hair the whole time, going, wow, you are so lovely and you got soft hair. Such a great guy, because like I said, once again, when I saw people crying, he would stop real quick and go cater to them and give them a hug and all that and just pat them and all that. He was just really there and sincere for the people, so that's why his line takes forever. I heard at other conventions, some people waited like 6 hours for him. That's why. It's because he interacts with everybody there. He never once just signed and shooed anyone off. He took so much time to everybody, and he was catering to little kids, elders, and special needs people. It's like, if you don't like him, you should like him now. Wait till you see him in person. He is really like that with everybody. He's just so cool. But, of course, that's another Pride and Joy. If I can get more to sign it, like Rose, Nev, I doubt I'll ever get lucky to get Courtney Cox to sign it, or David Arquette. Fingers crossed, maybe one day, and that'd be a pretty cool screen poster to have, like to have a whole cast. That'd be freaking cool. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Sorry that we weren't there that long, because like I said, it took us out of it sitting waiting that long. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Check you later.